What's up, sports bettors? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, coming to you with some early NFL sharp bets to place. So I'm here on OddsJam on the positive expected value page, and there are some early lines for the NFL Week 1 that I think have a ton of value. So I'm going to go ahead and lock these in and talk to you guys about it. So number one, as you can see, there are 3 plays here. The thing that I love about all 3 of these is look at the market width here. Nothing above 14. Market width is a way in which we can measure confidence in what lines are being priced at, and anything that that is 25 and below is a really tight, really sharp market. Anything that is 15 and below is even better. That's almost load city type quality, getting a bet this low in terms of market width. So all 3 of these plays here have positive expected value associated with it. They're all sharp, profitable plays. So I kind of wanted to lock these in and chat through them. So I mentioned the market width. So starting off, the Raiders +4 against the Chargers. OddsJam line prices that at -121. The Vigor moved priced at +108. The other side of it priced at +108, with the Vigor moved priced at -114. So this gap between the -114 and the FanDuel line of the Raiders +4 at -110 is what has positive expected value associated with it. And the reason why I love this for math reasons, obviously it's positive EV, right? I pulled it from the OddsJam positive EV page. But if you open up the markets in a new tab, you can see where every sportsbook is pricing this spread at. So not necessarily the odds for the Raiders +4, but this entire spread in general, of this entire betting market spread in general. So we see here that FanDuel is giving it to you at +4. Every other book that prices this play is giving it to you at +3.5. And a half point is really, really valuable when it comes to betting on sports. Even if you can beat, the closing line by even a half a point, that helps your profitability in the long run immensely. Another reason why I like this one a lot is Raiders +4. So BetMGM, PointsBet price this, and also Tipico price this at roughly even money, -110 each way. They're not favoring a side, but Caesars favoring the Raiders at +3.5. BetOnline, another sharp offshore book, favoring the Raiders even heavier at +3.5. Every Game Sportsbook, Fox Bet, and then of course the OddsJam Perfect line, which is the sharpest one of all of these. All are pricing the Raiders at 3.5 as the more likely scenario, and we can get them at a half point higher at +4. This one has a ton of value, so I'm going to put a full unit on this one. I'm going to go to NFL Week 1. I'm going to go to Raiders at Chargers. I'm going to put the full, I guess I got to log back in, the full unit on this one. This is going to be a $100 play for me. And the reason why, for football reasons, why I really like this one, I actually think the Raiders are incredibly undervalued heading into this season. The Chargers, of course, are going to be really good. They have Justin Herbert. They have a really good offense. Defensively, if we just want to look at their stats, how they performed defensively last year, kind of disappointing. So let me just log into my account here. So you look at defensive DVOA, the Chargers were all the way down at 26th in terms of defensive DVOA. The Raiders, more middle in the pack at 17. And I just think what the Raiders did last year, making the playoffs, dealing with multiple circuses that they dealt with last year, was really impressive. And I think that they have a really talented roster heading into this year. I will admit, Josh McDaniels makes me a little nervous. I think he has train wreck potential as head coach. But the Raiders, they just have so much talent on offense. And I think Derek Carr, while he'll never be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, I think he'll be good enough. And if the way I describe it, what I think makes the Raiders such a valuable team this year, it's 3rd and 4. They have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Devontae Adams. Derek Carr can throw to. That's probably the best top 3 options on, a 3rd and 4. You need a first down than any team in the entire NFL. So getting an additional 4 points here, I think, is really, really valuable. So I'm going to go ahead. I already locked it in, as you saw here. Now let me just add this one to my bet tracker. So that is bet number 1, Raiders, +4 at FanDuel. The next one, another point spread play, another one that I absolutely love. And what we're looking at here is the Jacksonville Jaguars +4 against the Washington Football Team Commanders. The Jaguars being +4, PointsBet has it at -110. The OddsJam line has it at -120. So pretty similar EV compared to these two. Pretty similar play too. We're getting the team that's the underdog at +4. But again, if we just open this up in a new tab, so again, PointsBet has it at +4. Every other book is giving you +3.5. Now, the other books aren't quite as heavily juicing it towards the 3.5 number as they were versus the Raiders one. So this one isn't quite as valuable, but it still is a really good play. I mean, FanDuel prices this at -114, favoring the Jacksonville side. So is Fox Bet. And then Tipico's favoring the Jacksonville side. Most other books think it's about even money, including the offshore book BetOnline. Of course, OddsJam is favoring the Jaguars at 3.5 in this scenario, with Fox Bet not doing that. So again, not quite as good of a value, but for math reasons, I still really like this one. This is going to be, instead of a full unit, going to be a half unit play for me. But for football reasons, I really like it. I think that you can't put enough emphasis on the Jaguars going from the most hateable head coach in the league in Urban Meyer to one of the most likable head coaches in Doug Peterson. So I put a half unit on this one. I also don't think it can be undervalued, the Carson Wentz blow up potential in this game. The last time we saw Carson Wentz on the football field, he absolutely wet his pants against this Jacksonville Jaguars team. And we've never seen Wentz be the type of quarterback who can overcome adversity and is headstrong enough to overcome a mental game like this, playing Jacksonville in his first game back with a new team. This doesn't even consider the also blow up potential that the Commanders have in general. They have the worst organization in all of sports, the worst ownership in all of sports. Carson Wentz has been a really bad quarterback the past 2 years. Now he's going to an organization that has a bad offensive line, has one really good skill position weapon in Terry McLaurin. Not much outside of him. In the Commanders defense, which was supposed to be really good last year, if you want to talk about defensive DVOA, 27th, even worse than the Chargers. And this was a team that, if you look at DVOA the year before, they were top 5, right? They were really good defensively the year before. They were 3rd. Pretty much the same personnel, pretty much the same coaching staff. Really, really struggled last year. Now, the most likely scenario is that they won't be as good as they were 2 years ago, and they won't be as bad as they were last year. They'll probably be somewhere close to the middle. But I still think that Doug Peterson can work wonders with Trevor Lawrence, and I do not trust the Commanders and Carson Wentz to come out strong. So this is going to be a half unit play for me. Like I said, the math wasn't quite as valuable as it was before, which is why I didn't put as much on it. But I still think that this is a really good bet that's worth taking. As I mentioned, I already locked this one in. I do think it's really good. And then the last play that I wanted to talk about is my Philadelphia Eagles against the Detroit Lions. This play is just an over, taking the over 46, -110 on FanDuel. So again, OddsJam line prices this at -121. Pretty similar line, how they price them, these three plays, which is funny. +107 is the other side of it, which is why the EV percent is a little bit lower. But again, if we compare the entire betting landscape, so we're taking an over 46 on a play that every other book prices at 46.5. So again, the value on this one isn't quite as good as the Raiders one. Every other book has this as even money to go over 46.5, excluding the OddsJam line, which is favoring the over, which is good. That's what we like. But we're getting it a full half point lower, which again might not seem like a lot, just beating the closing line by half a point. But in the long run, it can literally be the difference between winning and losing, or between making money and losing money over the course of an entire season. So getting situations like this where even you can beat it by half a point, I think is really valuable. And the football reasons for this one, so if we go back to defensive DVOA last year, 29th in DVOA, the Eagles not far behind at 25th in DVOA. The last time these two teams played, if you want to look at Eagles Lions 2021, what the score was, a massive blowout in favor of the Eagles, 44-6. Obviously went over this total. Now, I'm not expecting the Eagles to put up 40 plus. I'm not expecting the Lions to score fewer than 7. I think it'll probably be somewhere closer to the middle. But I will say the type of quarterback that Jared Goff is the type of quarterback that the Eagles generally struggled with. A quarterback that gets it out quick, that's more precision based, is what killed the Eagles last year. Now, obviously, the Eagles crushed them last year, so I'm not going to say that they struggled versus them, because they didn't. But the type of quarterback is what they struggle with. So all in all, I do like this one going over. I think the Eagles offense could be improved. I think the Lions offense could be improved, and getting it to go over 46 is a pretty valuable play. So this is, again, only going to be a half unit play for me, because again, the value isn't quite there with it was with the Raiders one, but I still think that this is a really good play. So I went ahead and locked it in, placed this one as well. Let me just add it to my bet tracker, and that is going to be it. Those are going to be my 3 profitable early NFL Week 1 bets to lock in: Raiders +4, Jaguars +4, Eagles Lions over 46. And that's going to be it. So let me know what you think. If you're tailing these, would love to hear it. Comment on the video. Other than that, would appreciate it if you could like and then subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But that's all I got. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.